Welcome back, Dapper Dialogue family. Appreciate y'all for coming, stop, and check us out. Make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the pod. Share, do everything. Make sure you check out our previous videos. This year for 2024, we will be on Apple Podcasts soon. If not, by the time this uploads. So stay tuned for that. And we have a lot of big things coming, so just be on the look. Follow our social medias at
3P Legacy,
and
D Prince the Barber.
and follow mine at underscore follow mine at Troy Jr. And this podcast is sponsored to you by 3P Legacy and Beyond Noir. New Year, man. How you feeling? We hop straight into it.
I'm feeling, I'm feeling good, man. I'm alive. I'm breathing. So that's just one step moving forward, really.
Yeah, man. I've been feeling real good. Real. I don't know. It's like you ever be like playing a game against somebody like you gonna beat, like you ever like, or playing like your little cousin, no matter how much you give them up, you like, you're not gonna beat me.
Yeah,
Like, bro,
yeah.
that's how it feel, bro. It's just like it feel like, like you just like controlling the game. Like,
hmm
I mean, like that's how I feel, bro. Like it feel like it's like I got it. Like it's like I know it's like I'm Curry or something. Like I feel like when it's time, like I can just like, I don't know. That's how I feel going into this new year, bro. I don't know. Like, what
What's your
about it?
expectations for this year?
Uh,
I ain't gonna even say goal wise, just
yeah, but
like
just like
in
expectations.
general.
Yeah. I don't really have no. Honestly, I don't have any expectations for it because I feel like everything that I've been. So if I say my expectations would be that everything is just goes according to plan, which of course nothing ever goes how we plan it. But when I said going according to plan, I'm basically meaning like of a plan that I've been foreseeing. Not even just last year, the years before that. Like it's just that I'm starting to see things that I said was gonna happen and how it was gonna play out, starting to play out. Whether if it's taking a little longer than normal or getting there quicker or whatever. But it seems all going on the straight and narrow path. One of my biggest expectations though is I expect strength and accountability from myself. I'm doing a lot of things off camera. Just for me, my mental, everything, just
hmm
everything. And
That comes first.
yeah, and I think, I mean, I feel like I'm a very strong-minded individual. Apart from just being physically strong. And I think whenever you're such a strong person, uh, it could be like the little things that kind of like throw you off a little bit or can kind of stray you away from something or little things like that. So, and then when like say if something like just get me out of character or something, I'm like, bro, that's not even you. You feel me? But it's just
hmm
like you doing all these things and whatnot. So it's like you so strong in every other aspect of it, and when it come to this specific thing or whatever, it just like you get to the point where if you look in the mirror, you just like, bro, this not you.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that happens more than once too. I mean, sometimes you gotta look,
Yeah, bro.
you gotta look just to understand, bro.
You
For real.
definitely do, bro. And sometimes it bothers me because I'm like, bro, I know me, and I know this is not me. So it's just like, but it's like sometimes you just, I mean, I look at it as like it's kind of like it's just like almost like I don't even know, like it's kind of almost something I want to. It's like a mix of like a relapse bit is built up, like
hmm
whatever. It's just like you get caught up and then you're like, bro, you've been doing all these other things And whenever this happened and this happened and this happened, that don't bother you. But this one little thing
Yeah,
that probably don't bother nobody else,
yeah.
it's
It
just
definitely it definitely be like that though, for real.
I ain't gonna lie though. One of my one like so far though, bro, it's like, bro, I feel like I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, bro, but I feel like I'm at my most vulnerable point in my life I've ever been. And not like emotional or nothing like that, but I mean like just like life wise.
Hmm.
Because like, like I mean, of course, compared you probably you don't see how I see it probably because you like oh, you young and all that. But when I'm looking at everything and I'm seeing everything, bro, it's like, bro, it's not even about what I want to do or what I have planned to come. My thing is like, bro, a whole year just passed and it went by fast. So
Yeah.
it's like that's how I'm looking at everything. I'm like, of course I know all these things ahead of me, but I'm like, bro, a lot of people see you supposed to focus on the present and the future, but you can never forget the past. That's why a lot of people get caught up because they try to forget the past. It's a way to turn from the past, but you can't forget it because that's how it catch you.
Oh, it's always gonna be there.
It's always gonna be there, and it's right behind you.
Oh,
And I think that was such a big thing for me going into this new year because I'm like, bro, we already almost 1 month done. We halfway through January already, and it don't feel like it.
nah. It
It
just
feel
felt
like
like it was the
it feel like
first.
it's still Christmas.
Yeah,
And
bro.
today is this. Well, when that I don't know why I feel it. It feel like it's longer, but it's still the sixth. Like in
Oh,
adult,
it's on to the sixth?
yeah, I thought it was like the 10th or
Yeah,
something.
I thought it was a little further in.
But still, that's still like time is moving fast, bro. It feel like yesterday was Christmas, bro. So it's like I don't know, bro. I feel like I'm at this most vulnerable point in my life, and I feel like I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like it's a good thing, but I also feel like
It's a good thing, but I feel like it's a bad thing when it comes down to like things that you got planned. Like you feel like you got enough time, but when you look again, it's
mm,
like right around the corner.
well, I've been getting into this mode where like I won't even say it's mode, but it's kind of like a diet. I mean, they say like, "Oh, I'm not dieting. I'm just having a healthy lifestyle."
Hmm.
I feel like my lifestyle is changing to the point where I'm not being able to rely on earthly things, and not that I don't believe I'm materialistic anyway, but I'm not being able to rely on earthly things, and I'm being more forced. I want to say forced because we have the choice, but I'm being more persuaded or I'm choosing to lean more on God basically
Hmm.
and giving him everything and all my problems and everything. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like I get in these situations, and you battle with your flesh and spirit. It's a fight every day, bro. It's like I be feeling like it's a real life battle in my mind, bro. Because it's like I'm such a strong minded person. I'm telling my flesh something, and my flesh over there like, man, bro, you don't know how you gonna get this. You got to grind harder, cause and then in all reality, my spirit is like, bro, I got you. Like God got you.
Let me ask you this, since we're on this topic. So you know how people be like let God give you your answers and stuff
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so but at that same time, bro, you got a lot of things that's going through your head. Like you got a lot of things that's happening, a lot of things going through your head. How do you know if that's God telling you that or it's just your mind?
So,
That's what I never understood. Like you be like, God, just please like give me answers. Like let me
mhm,
know what I gotta do. And yeah, you get thoughts, but are those God is that God telling you to do it or it's just you?
you know, I'm gonna answer that, but that's kind of how I went through like my childhood because I always was like, how people like, well, not even saying people like pastors and be like, oh, God told me this, God told me this,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that kind of does go back to like your like the Holy Spirit or whatever. So my thing was like growing up, I was always like I would do things and I would make myself have a voice in my head telling me something like and then it got to the point where sometimes it does come to that point where you don't know if it's you telling yourself this or if it's actually God speaking to you. But it's kind of like when you raised up good, you know right from wrong and all this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like it's both because you know, I mean, he not gonna directly talk to us, but they're just saying that God works in mysterious ways. So maybe His way of talking to you is you thinking, or you've created this internal thought that God is telling you to do something, and that could be His way speaking to you to actually do it. Because I know, like, say I'm doing something, and I don't know, you know, it's funny, whenever my version of God I made in my head talk to me, I don't even know if which way, but the God in my head, he don't talk to me normal. The voice I hear is always like, and that's why it'd be weird because like I don't talk like this, but it's like it's in my head, and the way he talk, it's always my son. Like it's never like, yo, chill. It's always like, my son, stop, be better.
Some movie type stuff.
Yeah, and it's never, I always hear it from, like, I don't know, it's like I hear it from like the back of my head, and it's like somebody like speaking over me, like watching me down, and it's like,
Okay. See, I never like my thoughts. Like if I have thoughts on things like that, it's like it's the same thoughts that I
yeah,
have. Like,
yeah,
but I don't know if it's him telling me to do it or is it just me saying this in my head.
yeah, I know, bro.
I never understood that, bro. Like, and when you brought that up, I was like, man, I maybe he can give me something to like clarify it, to like
Yeah,
make me see even clear. Maybe something, but
I mean, I think one of my biggest things I like to live by is that God knows. Oh, God, the only person know our heart.
mhm.
So no matter what you got to do that keep you in line with Christ and faith and God and His word, and what His word is and all that, I feel like He knows. He's the only one knows our heart at the end of the day. So whether you actually making up that voice or not, He knows the intent behind it. So, and we serve a gracious and merciful God. So I would assume that whether He's telling you or not, if you've created this voice or these thoughts that are helping you stay on the straight and narrow, following down the path of light and not the path of death, I feel like that's something He would not be against
Mhm.
in certain aspects, at least. That's how I look at it, you know. I don't know.
Well, all I'm saying is Ricky Smiley couldn't play a pimp.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Speaking of all that stuff with Cat Williams and all that, bro. So I've always heard about Ricky Smiley. Uh, I seen him on Instagram a lot. Like, he funny.
But you never really recognize him in the movies, huh?
Exactly, and it's like, I'm the name. I like, if you say Ricky Smiley, I've heard that's a household name. And looking back at it, I was like, oh, maybe that was him. But then it's like I started thinking, and they was like, he been in a lot of movies. I'm like, why haven't he? Because like, even like Brandon T. Jackson, like all these other, I'm a movie watcher.
Hmm.
Like, I watch movies and shows. Like, I love watching entertainment. So it's like I've definitely watched a lot of stuff, especially growing up. Like, growing up, I used to like strictly be movies. Now I'm more like TV shows, but I'm like, bro, why can't I like put a predominant movie
Because he
face
never
on?
plays himself. Never. In
But
every movie that he's in, he never play himself.
I think the Friday movie, he would have got, he like, at least for me, he would have been a lot more like 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 Craig and Data, like, you know, their faces.
Yeah.
I feel like I would like 100% know his face. Like, if I see him now, I might know him because I seen him a few times on Gram and stuff. But if I seen his face in that Friday movie more, I think I would have a better like name and face
I just don't
matching.
understand why does every movie that he play in he never showed his face, like on
I was about to
Friday
say, Friday
he
he had
had the bandana on.
yeah, he had the
I probably found this out like maybe a few years ago that was him.
exactly. And whenever people were saying that, I was like, I didn't even know that. Like,
Bro, especially even when he took his mask off. I don't when he got I think he got hit by the car and he had like shook his jaw or
but you
something.
don't you don't really be
Nah.
paying no mind to that, because it's like, I don't know. It could be like people say John Singleton, he was the one who shot them, him and Ice Cube. they say how John Singleton was like such a creative mind and stuff like that. Maybe he did little things like that that we didn't catch, so it can focus you on. Cause like when Cat Williams was in his scenes and stuff, everybody was like, it was funny, but we was focused on like Cat Williams and Terry Crews,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a plus that they was being funny. But if you go back to that scene and or just that part where like all the Santa scenes and stuff like that, if he's showing his face more, maybe that takes away from the main characters a little bit.
I mean, I feel like it just would have been another character. Which, to be honest, bro, if you're not really a fan of his, you still probably wouldn't have knew. The
Mm-hmm.
only reason we knew Ice Cube and we knew Terry Crews and we knew Cat Williams because they was known already.
Yeah.
They was known people. Like they was all known people. Ricky Smiley,
Well,
I think
no,
he was
not.
just coming up at that time too.
Or yeah. I'm thinking of the next one. I'm thinking I'm the Friday after next. I was about to say I think that was Mike Epps' first movie.
I don't know. I mean, probably because if you look back, I don't even remember him really being in. Nah, you had well, yeah, because
I
after
think
that it was
it.
all about the
I was about to
Benjamins.
say I think that was his first one. But
Yeah.
a lot of these people like and that's another thing too, bro. It's like speaking of Ricky Smiley, looking at them old movies, bro. These old movies got a lot of people in it that you don't pay attention to because they're not the main character,
Yeah.
bro. Michael Blackson was in that movie. I be forgetting about
Oh, when he came in with the CD.
and you know it's crazy. I don't remember no scene from except, but I remember that line. I can't get jiggy with
Mm-hmm.
this. Like, bro, that line was like such a down. I remember growing up, people would say that all the time and
All the
stuff.
time.
Like,
Yep.
and it didn't even really have a correlation to Michael Blackson. It was just like a funny line, and people was like making jokes using it. And and I was listening to a podcast the other day, and Michael Blackson was like, "Oh yeah, you know, that was one of the lines they wrote. That was the only line they wrote for me. Everything else was like improvised. Like I just was saying everything."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Dang, he was in that movie." And who what's his name was in the movie? Lavelle. No, what's the is that him? Is Lavelle Crawford? What's the dude who always got his shirt off in all the movies? He kind of big and real big and black, bald
And
head.
what movie?
They got this one. And I think he in Friday, but
No, that's Big Worm.
yeah, Big One. What's his name though?
I forgot his name. But yeah, he a comedian
I was
too.
about to say he been in a lot of other movies doing. That's why I was saying.
Like he in Bud's house, but
They
he never have his shirt on, bro.
that's what I was about to say. I think it's like lovers remorse or it's like it's some lovers retreat or something like that.
Probably, yeah.
And
I don't really know all his movies. I just know like if he's in a movie and I'm watching it, it ain't because of him. It's
yeah,
because I mean he's just in there. I never
yeah.
really was. I mean, I heard he was funny too though,
Mm-hmm.
but I never really paid attention to
Bro,
him
you
like that.
know, speaking of all those comedians, you know, one comedian that I wish would get back to just like doing comedian stuff. It's a few, but one that I think for sure, like on, like if they was to come out with a special or something tomorrow, I'd watch it. Is JB Smooth.
Oh yeah,
I think, bro, like,
yeah.
and you know, it's a lot of these older people that was like real, like comedians, but they like strayed away from like the stand up aspect of it and start doing like other comedic things, probably like funny
Well,
movies and
a
stuff.
lot of them did that though. Plenty of them. Like if you look at it, they started off as comedians, Def Comedy
A
Jam,
lot of
all of them, and
people,
now they kind
bro.
of put
You
it
know,
to the
Adam
side.
Sandler started off as a comedian.
Yeah,
Like, bro, people don't like, bro. That's crazy to me.
yeah.
Like, even what's the dude that was on the Daily Show? Trevor Noah. I didn't know he was like a stand up comedian. Like
Oh yeah, so I didn't know that.
he got like 4 specials on Netflix.
Yeah, see, I ain't.
Exactly, like bro, it's like it's so many people that was like comedians. He was like, I definitely want JB Smooth to be back in the comedian world. Jamie Foxx, because I can guarantee you, it's a generation of people that don't know anything about Jamie Foxx being a
Oh
comedian.
no, nah, they don't. They
And
don't.
I was a Jamie Foxx fan. Like I watched the Jamie Foxx show. I watched all the movie. I'm in the watching him. Like all the time on TV. I like bro all this, and I didn't even know he was a comedian. It's so like even like Marlon Wayne. He wasn't a comedian. I mean, he had been a comedian, But a lot of people don't know that he stopped because he was good, but he had stopped, and then because he had five other brothers, and they all comedians.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it.
Well, I don't think Sean is.
I don't know
I think
yet.
Sean did stand up before, but I don't think Damon is really the funniest one.
I was about to say, and that's another thing. Uh, so I'm most familiar with like Marlon and the twins, basically.
Marlon and Wayne.
Marlon, yeah, Marlon. His name no.
I mean Marlon and Sean.
Yeah, Marlon and Sean. And but they always talk about, and the next familiar one behind that is the one from My Wife and
Yeah, that's
Kids.
Damon.
But they all these interviews and stuff I've been hearing, and they got a sister too. The sister funny. She do stand up too. I think her name
So I never watched her stand up.
she funny. You gotta watch. I think she on HBO. Yeah, she funny. I like her. But all of them, they all say that the funniest one is Keenan, the oldest. So I'm like, damn, why I don't know
Keenan
nothing?
is funny.
And you know it's crazy. It's like I've seen him, I know him from movies and stuff, but it's
I
like,
think Keenan was the first one to do the little baby, like the little like Martin role whenever he
mm-hmm,
played what his name is, little JJ or whatever his name was. Keenan was the first one to
yeah,
start that. He did it off of what it was, the different color, something different. It's an old
mm-hmm,
school little thing. It was
yeah,
like the same time as Soul Train or something.
yeah.
But yeah, I heard he was funny. I watched some of his stuff. He cool, but to me, like longevity funny, I got to give it to Marlon. Marlon funny.
I ain't gonna,
He funny to me. Like he's the comedian I'll take out of all the brothers.
I ain't gonna lie. At one point, I mean, he was funny. I like both of them as a whole. But at one point, I did kind of think Marlon was on a little bit like he was always funny to me, but I just felt like some of his stuff was a little kind of like corny.
Yeah, that's why it'd be funny though. Like off
But no,
of
it wasn't nothing like it wasn't like he wasn't saying like corny jokes or nothing like that. But I'm just saying like if we just look at
he remind me more
Dwayne,
of Kevin Hart, to be honest.
if we,
Like with his like with his reactions and like how he reacts to
yeah.
stuff. He remind me of Kevin Hart.
If we look at some of like stuff in like the Wayne Bros or something. I mean Marlon now he's definitely hilarious. Now like cause he's done like two specials and
Mm-hmm.
I begin to like really see the comedian aspect of him come out. He's hilarious. But I always kind of lean more towards Sean. Cause I feel like Sean was like funny, but he was like kept it player, and then he always had like some slick, like witty stuff to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like so he'll say some stuff about him. Like he was really like a lot of people. I don't even know a lot of people really noticed, but it was like I think that show did a lot for Marlon. Like put him in. Of course, they did plenty of the movies and stuff like that. But I kind of think if Sean wanted to do like stand, I don't know if he really did it or not. How to look, but he's definitely not as a predominant stand-up comedian as a Marlon or any of the other brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something about whenever Sean and Marlon are together, I feel like Sean, no matter what Marlon does, I feel like Sean is the one that commands the attention. So he might be
Well, he act like because
I
they
think
make
he the
Sean act like the oldest.
I was just about to say, is he the older brother?
Yeah, he older. Marlon is the baby.
Okay, so now
Then so it's Sean, then Marlon.
that's what I was about to say. So I think that of course Martin is hilarious, but I think that maybe just when he around Big Bro is just always just that guy, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what. Like look at White Chicks. Marlon is hilarious in
Yeah,
that, but it's like Sean is still like
he played the adult role
exact
basically.
and Sean I think that's why I kind of like him more because he does so much. I mean, he has a big impact with less.
Mm-hmm.
Like he don't have to do all that. Marlon, like look at Minister Society. I mean South Central or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Marlon is doing a lot that movie,
Yeah.
and Sean is there. He doing a lot, but he like not doing as much, and he's just as funny. So it's like, I mean, if he ever like, I think I would love to see him like take that role serious, because I think he can be hilarious, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's how I always looked at their movies though. I felt like Sean was he was the one like he on the Wayne Bros. He'd be like, "Oh, you do that stupid?" Like just things like that.
yeah,
Like
like
it makes it because that's what makes them funny, bro.
Yeah.
Like being around the same age and him acting like that's just like the same thing with Will Smith and Carlton off of Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Nah, that was bro. That was a good
Like
little.
that's basically the
That
same
that that
thing.
actually do yeah, cause that made that's a great comparison. Cause
Hmm.
they did kind of like treat each other like Will did kind of treat him like baby bro too.
Yeah,
So it was funny. Yeah.
and he
I
was a little younger, so that
yeah.
kind of it played the same little thing.
I don't know, bro. I think it's a lot, bro. You know, and how I really well, you could probably look at this too. But if you really want to like dig in and find, it's a lot of people, bro. Monisha, wait, not yeah, Monisha. Yeah,
The show
the girl. What's her
that
name?
player, uh,
Monique. Yeah, uh, yeah, Monique. She was a comedian.
oh, you talk about the one that play off of the Parkers.
Yeah, Miss Parker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
she.
She was yeah.
Yeah, she was. I didn't know that.
So it's funny because they was all on a little show. They was all like on a little thing where it started off Yo Mama jokes.
Oh, for
Yeah,
real.
it was Ricky Smiley,
Mhm.
her, um, it was a few comedians in there, and they was just doing like Yo Mama joke. It was what's his name, the light skinned dude. What's his name? They always got the part in his head. He's a comedian too. I can't remember his name. I don't really watch him like that. But they was all on there. And they was just saying Yo Mama jokes, and
Uh,
that's what started. And this was like before Comedy Jam and stuff.
that's what I was about to say. So how I really how because I figured it. Well, I won't say figured out, but when I stumbled across it years ago, well, not years ago, like probably like a year or two ago, I started digging, and I love comedy. So I'm like, I watch it's like everybody comedy you put out YouTube, Netflix. I'm on every streaming service. I'm looking for comedy just
Hmm.
because I know it's so many comedians and so many people putting out work. And it's like a lot of people that's really funny that a lot of people don't know about. So I'm always looking and I'm looking through Def Comedy Jam and I didn't realize it was going like Def Comedy Jam had went on for a long time.
Yep.
And I still didn't finish watching it. But it's like so many seasons, episodes, and that's how I figured out because it's like all these people coming on, it's in dang near black and white.
That's how
But
majority of people got noticed.
and that yeah, and I'm like, bro, these are all people that like that are comedians that started off as comedians that you didn't even know about. Like they got Martin on there. See, Martin is hilarious, but he's straight away from this actual stand-up portion. Steve Harvey,
Hmm.
hilarious comedian. He's straight away from the actual stand-up portion. Like it's a lot
Chris
of
Tucker.
Chris Tucker, like it's so many people. That was a big one, Chris Tucker.
Yeah,
Because I was looking like at some of his old bro, he was hilarious. And even when I go and watch his stand up on Netflix, I done seen it like 3 times, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that might be moving up my top 10, if not five,
which
because
one? That was the one when he had on the
the
leather.
suit, no, the one with the suit. He had one with a suit on.
I don't think I watched that one.
Bro, that one is hilarious. Every time I watch it, I cry. Like it's like I can know it's coming, I still cry. And I feel
I'm
like
gonna have
when
to watch it.
I feel like whenever that's happened, that's when you know it's like hilarious because my top comedian, no matter what nobody say about him, is Kevin Hart.
Well, you heard what Cat Williams said about him, huh? And you saw
I
what
ain't
Kevin Hart said.
exactly, but even with Kevin Hart, I can go back and watch some of his. Now I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like his newest special. I didn't like. He put out on Peacock. I didn't really like it. But all his other stuff I found entertaining. And like especially his like first three, phenomenal.
Well, did you watch the Hollywood little thing where he had everybody in there? It was
Uh,
like a little. It was like what something. I don't know what it was. Like Men of Hollywood, maybe or something.
Husbands of Hollywood.
Husbands of
Yeah, yeah.
Hollywood. You watched that?
The OG when I watched it and it came out again.
Yeah, I'm talking about the recent one.
Yeah, I started watching it. It's not as funny as it used to be though. But I mean, it's one of them shows where it's not supposed to be all the
But
way
you ain't
funny.
see nobody else do that. Like
Yeah, I
you
mean
don't really see that like that.
yeah, it's kind of like a satire, like
Hmm.
parody and all that.
Yep.
When I ain't gonna lie to, when it was first came out, like the first time, I was on it heavy. Like, and me and my mom, and we used to like ride bikes all the time. So I remember I used to ride bikes, come home, shower and everything, and I'm cutting on Husbands of Hollywood. Like, I used to be watching it faithful, but I think I think that show could have been a lot better if it would that same show would have came out in this era with the streaming services and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because bro, it's a lot of shows that I liked back in the day, but it's just like the timeline of the like episodes in the chronological order wasn't always there because for you to okay, say if you watching it every time it come out at a certain time, 6 o'clock Thursday, right? Cool. You miss a day. The only time you can catch up is one day where they showing probably all of them in a row. And if you miss the third one and y'all on the seventh one, you gotta watch hours and hours of just to catch up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, so I think that was one, especially with that show, because I was like, dang, I was like, is this new or old? Like, cause like it's hard to tell sometimes. Cause you like you might not have seen the beginning of it because it's live TV.
Yeah.
So like I think that kind of I mean he probably wouldn't say that, but I think he definitely probably could have made more money if that same show came out in this era where people had that choice to go back and actually like watch them back to back to back because it was hilarious. But I think that kind of strayed away.
What shows you think like was before their time? Like I'm not just saying like any show. What show do you think was that it should have been now instead of then?
Uh, I think one show a lot of people don't know about is called Survivor's Remorse. Bro, that was one of my. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch
Survivor.
it.
It sounds familiar.
It came out a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago.
It's a show.
Yeah, this was TV
What
show.
it's about?
It's like about this dude. He like a basketball player. Uh, and like he like I think he like pro, and like his family. It's kind of like basically like a hoop story legend, basically. Not necessarily though, because it's like a lot of stuff going on. It's like people die and all this, and it's a real good
You
show.
said survival remorse.
Survivor's Remorse, and it was a big show too because Mike Epps was in it.
Oh yeah, what old dude off of that played in damn, what's that show called with Samuel Jackson when he played as a like a killer. Damn, I cannot remember,
I
bro.
don't know, but
But you talking about him?
yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, he. You know, it's crazy. He in this Christmas too.
Yeah, yeah with DC.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah, cause
But
he had, okay, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
I did watch this.
yeah, and bro, I was see when I was watching that on Direct TV. This was back when we was recording shows and stuff, and I was so mad when I realized like the season got canceled, bro, because it was such a good show. And you know, I think sometimes shows come out at the wrong time. That's why they get canceled. Because I'm like, bro, when I'm watching it, it was never a point where I was like, this is not entertaining. Just like Ballers,
Yeah,
bro.
bro, I was just thinking that.
Bro, if
I was just
Ballers
thinking
would have,
that.
it was such a great show for the time, and I think at the time it was great. But bro, just imagine if they would have waited like 3, 4
I
years.
feel like a lot of football movies. I feel like they should have like dead. I well, not movies, TV shows like dead. I feel like Friday Night Lights was before its
I was about
time,
to say I still haven't watched Friday Night Lights.
bro. Friday Night Lights is fire. I mean, you might not want to. You might like it now. You might not, but I feel like it was before its time for sure.
And I definitely do know it's a big name because like that's a name. I feel like that's kind of when you kind of know like if a show is doing good. If somebody can say the show and you know it but you've never seen it, like 13 Reasons Why,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it but I know about it. Vampire.
Wait, you never watched 13 Reasons Why?
Mm-mm. Uh, what's that vampire show? Is it Vampire Diaries?
Vampire
Is that what it's
Diaries.
called?
Yeah, they got a few vampire shows to be honest.
But like, what's that? Is that the main one though? It's like Vampire Diaries, I think.
Yeah.
That's one I know. I've never seen. I do
You watch
actually.
Supernatural?
Is that? I've heard that
Supernatural
name.
used to be on CW. Basically, Supernatural was like they used to have like ghosts and like just all type of spirits and stuff. And these two brothers used to like hunt them down and get rid of them.
Oh, was it like more like was it a show or was it like a real life thing?
No, it was a show. It was like a. It was it
I
basically
was
was
about to
like
say
a.
I lie. I think that I'm thinking of Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about this. This right here was a good show. It was where it came on every morning. We used to watch. I used to watch before I went to school. But that mug, it was nice.
I'm trying to think though. What's some other great
What's them
shows?
sisters? They had some
Oh,
sisters that was
oh,
vampires or something.
uh, uh,
You had I cannot remember what it's called.
no, wait, I wanna. Is it Tia and Tamara or no?
No, that's Twitches. No, I'm saying this is an actual show. It's like with three sisters, and it came on CW too,
Bro, CW got a lot of heat. That
bro.
like,
A
bro, I
lot.
ain't gonna lie. This how you know how deep I was in on CW. I had the CW app. I'm watching, and that's speaking of another show, Batwoman. I think that came out too early.
So I don't think I watched Batwoman.
It's only like 2 seasons because I think it got canceled. It's on CW.
Oh, a lot of like Supergirl on
Bro, it's a
CW.
lot of good stuff bro. It's
You watch
just
Lincoln Heights?
no. What's that?
That's an old show right there.
What?
That's what's his name that played off of. So I don't know his name like that, but the daddy that played off of BMF, he
Hmm.
was the daddy on Lincoln Heights.
What kind of show it is?
It's like a let me see how what you can compare it to. To be honest, it was kind of just like it was like them old shows like Smart Guy and T and Tamara, like Sister Sister. It was
Hmm.
something like that,
Sister,
but it was
sister.
but it was like it was him, his wife, uh he had a brother and a sister, and the sister had a boyfriend, and the brother ended up singing. He knew how
Hmm.
to sing, but it happened like his name was Ty,
Hmm.
and he used to sing and stuff. Man, that was a good show. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't watch it now, but if it would have came, I mean, like from then, but if it would have came out like now, people would have messed with it though. And he was a cop on there,
Yeah.
so he was kind of, I guess you could say it was like Family Matters, but just
I
not
was
as
like,
many siblings.
and you know what I'm thinking about it, bro? It was a lot of sitcoms, like, bro, Meet the Browns,
Oh yeah, House of
all House
Pains,
of Pain, all them ones that Tyler Perry put out. Sister, sister, it's so many. I'm trying to think. Marlon, Dwayne Bros, the Jamie
Martin,
Foxx
Jamie
show,
Foxx,
Martin. Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Moesha,
One that I used to like is My Wife and Kids, bro.
My Wife and
No,
Kids, One on One.
not that's two. I'm saying the wrong one. I meant Married with Kids, bro.
Wait, what is it? What is it called?
It's called Married with Kids or Married with Children or something like that. I think it's Married with
I
Kids.
don't think I don't think I ever watched that.
It's with Al Bundy. It's about like this dude, and he like a old he basically like one of them dudes that peaked in high school. So he like always
Oh,
like,
Married with Children.
yeah, bro. That
Yeah.
bro. I used to watch. I used to love watching that, bro. Every day before school, I would wake up. That's when I start waking up early so I could watch like 2 episodes, bro. Such a great. Oh, Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Boy Meets World.
Boy, oh, that was Boy
Girl
Meets
Meets
World.
World. Now I ain't gonna lie, the remix was hard too. They put it on Disney.
You talking about with the daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, I kind of didn't keep it. I think, and that's another thing. I think a lot of these shows they was good shows, but it's like back in the day, nobody like now. I think COVID changed everything because like that's when people really start really watching
Hmm.
TV. Because even then, it was kind of hard for people to like consistently like watch All American, like
Yeah.
good shows. Like people was watching them, but they wasn't like really watching them like now. And I think even like when Power came out, people was watching Power, but it was like there's I'll record and like you feel me? It wasn't like
Hmm.
that in the moment. I think now it's kind of changed because I think COVID kind of like made people like slow it down a little bit. So I think now it's kind of switched where instead of course people are always gonna be outside, but I think the outside rate is kind of more balancing out now. So it's like it's more like a level playing field instead of everybody always outside just 24/7, and then like you coming back and you seeing like, oh, okay, now let's see what's going on. Cause
What was your top TV show around that era?
uh,
Like the T and Tamara era and all of that.
I would have to say it's it's tough. I mean I really can't pick.
Yeah, it was a lot
If
of
I could say if I could say my top three, it'll be the Jamie Foxx show, Martin, and the Wayne Bros. I think the Wayne bros don't get enough love, bro.
No, Jamie Foxx don't get enough
The
love.
Jamie Foxx show is
Yeah,
great,
yeah, he don't get enough love for his show back then.
bro.
Like,
I used to like Martin was a great show too. Don't I mean like them other two? They was like I feel like they was all equal almost.
mm-hmm.
But I think it's just like depends on what you're looking for, bro. Because it's like I feel like in Jamie Foxx. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think they are pretty equal because I was about to say in Martin, he cracking jokes all the time on everybody.
Yeah.
But in Jamie Foxx was cracking on everybody
Well, they
too.
both basically had the same thing. Jamie Foxx was on what's his name, the light skinned, what his name was,
Fancy. Oh no.
no,
The bellman.
yeah, he was always on. I forget.
Yeah.
And then Martin was always on Pam.
Pam, but he was getting all the other ones too, though. All his partners and stuff.
Well, yeah, but majority of them really
Yeah,
was on
mostly,
Pam.
yeah,
Yeah,
majority of
so and that's just like with the Wayne
Pam.
Bros.
They getting on each other,
Yep,
or pops getting on
on
them.
them. Yep,
Like,
yep.
bro, I don't know. Oh, what's that one? The game. That was a
Yeah,
good one.
the game
But
was good. They
what's
said the second game was good
bro?
too, but they took it off.
Bro, I was so hooked on it, bro. I was mad when I wrote. I'm like, bro, because I'm looking at like right now my timeline a little off because that writer strike. So a lot of my shows that were supposed to been started been delayed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, uh, what's the show? Will Smith new show that I'll be watching.
Oh, Bel Air.
Bel Air. It still ain't come out. It's been
Mm-hmm.
like almost over a year.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, I know the writer strike pushed everything back because they couldn't work. But I'm like, bro, if these other shows can start coming
Snowfall.
out,
Snowfall got pushed back too.
Snowfall,
Yeah, with Franklin.
Snowfall is done.
No, but they supposed to have a. I thought they were supposed to keep going. They said they were supposed to
I,
like go off of there.
I thought that was it.
Nah, they said they were supposed to cause that's so Franklin started at the end. You know, he started off like he was doing bad and stuff. Where he was supposed to shake back, but I mean they probably didn't let it go. That was probably just rumors or something.
I was
But
about to say, I thought that. I mean,
because I don't know how would they go off of that.
I was about to say because I mean, it might not have been a storyline we wanted, but it was textbook wise, it was the perfect storyline. He started at the bottom, worked his way all the way up to the top, became a big dog, became an even bigger dog, put
Mm-hmm.
everybody on, running it, everything, take a step back, get involved with some people, got some people he working with now, overcome the people he working with. He back big dog lose it all.
Yeah,
His partner, the big dog, now.
and it was really because of his mama. At the
Shit,
end of the
crazy.
story, it was his mama. If she wouldn't have killed what's his name
You know, it's crazy. I see a meme about that
all the
every
time.
other day,
I do too.
and whenever I see it, it be so funny because I'm like, facts, bro. It's like they was like she couldn't have waited
So this
two
still my
seconds,
hated character, or still the hatest
bro. She
character.
couldn't have waited like 2 seconds. He was about to tell him where the money was and how to get it. She didn't.
Oh.
That shit crazy, bro. Then he had to sell the house and that
What you would have did in a situation like that?
I ain't gonna lie. He knew his mama though. When in a situation like that, you gotta know your mama. And whenever he know his mama, he
Yeah,
know
because she went from crazy to back crazy, bro.
exactly. So I'm like, okay, you know your mama enough. She did a lot of wild stuff throughout the whole series. So at this point, you should have been picked up on the tendencies. The first red flag was when you know your mama crazy, but she ain't never killed nobody, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Once she had the gun, that's when I'm trying to take the gun from her immediately because I'm like, oh, you tripping. For one, y'all in broad daylight. And for two, I know you might mess around and F this up. I'm already on game. So when I see my deuce with the gun, she ain't gonna shoot you. So I'm going up there trying to take the gun from her off rip. That would have been my first move. He just kind of was like, "Mom, don't shoot her, no way, let
Well,
her."
and they also was getting they was like people was like trying to catch him though, but like you said at the beginning, bro, she didn't want nothing to do with no violence. She didn't want nothing
Exactly.
to do with
No
anything.
money,
Now all of a sudden she want the money. Like she was happy with the money and she got a gun.
but I think that's why she did at the end because she kind of was like relapsing, like dang, I'm backtracking on my word. Like, so I guess that was her
You
way
think
of
he was really dead?
the white dude.
No, I'm talking
Who?
about the Franklin daddy. Because you remember how they kept saying back and forth that that's why she killed him because she killed her husband.
Oh
He
yeah.
killed her husband.
I forgot. Let me think. I had a theory during the movie. But yeah, I think I don't. I think when I was watching that, it was one of them 50-50 things. I think he might have killed him,
Because Teddy was like, I
but
didn't kill your husband, blah blah blah, this and that. And then whenever at the end of this episode, or the last episode, he was like, "Tell me where my husband is," and and then I guess they got into it, and he was like, "No, I killed him."
you know it's crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think he did kill him, or his character would have, because you gotta think Teddy was chill. And then at one point, Teddy just flips, and Teddy, because he started off his first few scenes when he got introduced was when they accidentally he was involved with somebody getting accidentally killed. Then they start trying to cover it up. He had to accidentally kill some people.
Hmm.
So then, but then I felt like he became like such a good killer. I think he might have done it.
I
But then
mean, it's
again,
possible. He knew a lot of people.
he knew a lot of. It's one of the things you really just wouldn't know unless the writers told you, because it was like he did mess with Franklin. It could have been one of them things where he was like, man, off the strength of Franklin, I'm gonna give you some money to get out of town, yada yada, boom.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
then
it's
he gave him that option already, and they
well, he
still,
didn't want the money though. You remember he gave him,
yeah,
and he also told Franklin that he had to take care of it. And he still didn't. Franklin didn't take care of it, and then because he had told Franklin, him and his mama. You remember he sent him off. He was like, "Y'all
yeah,
go do this." Well, that's whenever I think Teddy got a hold to him, and that's when he killed him. And then he let his mama go though. Man, that was a good storyline, bro.
yeah. It was a great.
And
It was great. I was so hooked on it. I probably watched it all in
I
like.
hope BMF don't get trash. Hope they keep the same energy.
I ain't gonna lie, and I really hate picking out of the Power Universe. Of course, my first favorite is always gonna be Ghost,
Hmm.
because I feel like that storyline was such great, and it's like I feel like they have the least chance for failure. It's hard for you to mess up because y'all got a blueprint. Y'all can literally do the same thing that they did in the first Power with Baby Ghost, and y'all can just change the characters up, and we're gonna watch it because the first Power was so good. And you know they got Tommy and Ghost.
Hmm.
You can do the same thing with Braden and Tariq.
Yeah.
Like you can build them up. You can make them become these two mob. You can do the exact same thing all over again. We're gonna watch it just because we just love it. You feel me? And the first storyline was so good. It's like you got like we're. It's hard for you to mess up. But I think BMF storyline is gonna be great because it's real.
But I think they probably gonna cut it off after this one though.
You know, and that was another thing I was about to say. I was saying since it's so real, I think that may limit the longevity of
Hmm.
it because
Because at some point they
it's
gotta
going.
go to jail.
Well, I mean, he already in jail. Oh, you talking about the?
No, Big Meech and them. They both because you know they was in jail in real life.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think they can prolong that portion. But I mean, like just the whole like I'm thinking because if it's real, and it's just that is since it's so real, and now they could be mixing in some like
Oh yeah, it ain't
fictional
all. Yeah, they all.
to
They
kind of,
definitely mixing.
but even if it's so real, it's just like if I tell you exactly how, if I go to the store right and come back and I give you every single detail, it's only gonna be so many. Like you feel me? I could be like, I went to the store, came back. When I went to the store, I saw about 2 cars, grabbed me chips and a drink, came back. Whenever you retell that story, you can be like, he woke up that morning, he went to the car, he got dressed. Da-da.
Brushes
Like
teeth.
you
Did
can
this.
stretch it
Yeah,
out. You can
yeah,
only stretch it so long,
yeah.
basically. So it's like I think eventually it's like it's going it's but then again you got to think too is like looking at the show, they are still like very young. I don't think that they even like Meech and all them got caught up until they was probably like a little older.
Yeah, I
So
think they was in they was in like their 20s.
exactly. So if you,
Well, they in their 20s now. That's what I'm
well, I
saying.
mean,
So
they
it
fresh out of.
depends when they start the next storyline because right now I think they was in their early 20s.
I was about
Cause
to say because they fresh. One of them was fresh out of high school, so
yeah,
they still like. If anything, they characters 19, 20,
hmm
20, 21. So I mean, and then I heard a lot of stories about like Big Meats like going in like clubs and all that. So I mean, if he was in a club and all that, so I could see another. I say depending, they might wrap it around 25 ish, but then they might even do how Ghost was when Ghost was in jail. They kept the story going, so now they might do something like
but that wasn't based on a true story though.
no, but I'm just saying from that aspect though. So they might do when he in jail, they might have them type scenes,
Oh yeah, I mean
and then
they
they got
could.
then they can have that where how Meech is, because right now they be saying he be running stuff and calling stuff for him in jail, so he might end up in the can for a whole season or something, and then he end up making calls, making sure other people
Yeah,
straight,
that's
and
definitely that's definitely a possibility, especially in the movie industry. They are definitely they know how to prolong it to make it way longer than what it's supposed to be.
yeah, they definitely know how to do that, especially when it's making that money. When it's making that money like that, like people are gonna do anything. But I ain't gonna lie though, I was saying this thing though the other day, and I want to ask you this: like, what do you think pushes people to do drugs?
Weak minds. That's really like when you start doing drugs, but I mean heavy drugs. I'm
Hmm.
not saying like there's no simple stuff like marijuana and stuff like that. I'm talking about like pills. I'm talking about like most people they tried. The thing about it is a lot of people they tried. Oh, I'm
Hmm.
gonna try just this one time, and they like the feeling that it give them. Because majority of the time when somebody gonna be like, I'm trying drugs, that mean that they at their lowest point of their life. They ain't got
Yeah.
no good job. Because if they had a good job, they wouldn't be worrying about this.
Hmm.
They at the lowest point of their life. So now they like, well, now they see how it let them make them feel. Oh,
Hmm.
I wasn't worrying about nothing. I was in my own little zone. I was stress free. So now they get addicted.
Yeah.
You get addicted to all this because they said drugs are. That's why, bro. I would never all of that extra stuff that people be doing, bro. That be having people that OD and all of this, and not in my entire life. I would never try nothing like
You
that.
know, it's crazy. I was talking to one of my friends on the game the other day, and he was telling me like stories and stuff about how they and he like way older than me. And like back in the day, he was like, yeah, back in the day, we used to smoke wet and K2 and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, what? He was like, man, nobody really do it no more. But you gotta think it was like 2011, 2012. I was like, oh, and then he was like, yeah. And the only reason how I started smoking it was because I was smoking with one of my white homeboys, and then he had 3 blunts, and in the mix of one of the blunts, he had one that was some wet or whatever, woo, woo, and then it had him stuck, and he was like, yo, what's this, yada yada. He basically didn't tell him until afterwards. So they basically did. He was telling me about how him and four of his partners was doing the same thing to one of their partners. But he was like, man, I don't know, bro. Y'all really shouldn't do. Cause see, it happened to him. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, man, I don't know, bro. Like y'all shouldn't really do that, yada yada. And like, man, we were cool, whatever, whatever. So long story short, he was like, yeah, they did it, yada yada. And then like everybody was hitting it when it got to the other dude. He hit it, and then there was like he hit it once or twice, and he was like, "Man, what is this?" And then they started laughing and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
like
then
Wet and Mojo.
yeah,
Mojo they was bad back in the day too. They said.
and then basically he was like, "Bro, the dude who they was like basically pranking or whatever, who hit it, passed out. So they thought he died. So my partner, my partner was telling the story, and he was like, man, he was fresh out. He had just graduated high school, and he was like, man, it's some movie stuff. I was like, man, I don't know. So I just graduated. He was like, but all I know is one thing, though. I ain't going to jail. He was like, and I told him, he was like, hey, I'm telling y'all, man, I ain't going to jail. Like, I told y'all I ain't want to do this. Y'all did it anyway. Man, if he dead, I'm snitching. Like, so he doing all that. And he was like, man, they was like dragging his body to their grandma because they one of their grandmas or aunts or something because she was a nurse. Put him in the car, all this stuff, yada yada, yada, and then all that, all over that. And he was like, after a while, once he shook back, I don't think he smoked again. And then he was like, he ended up cutting all of them off. And he was like, man, I mean, it makes sense. I'm like, bro, you playing with people's life, bro. And
Facts.
that just goes to show like that like drugs is a serious deal, bro. Me personally, like they say a wise man will learn from another man's mistakes.
Facts.
A fool will learn from his own.
Facts.
Like
Yep.
if somebody else is doing it, bro, hey, you ain't gotta tell me, cause it's like, I mean, even though I am a strong minded person, but it's just like, I'm like, oh, I could try something and not get addicted, which I most likely probably could. But
Yeah,
why
that's
even?
just like I said. It's just for weak-minded people.
But why even put yourself in that scenario?
Exactly.
Like, okay, just like with drinking, I'm not. Like when people say, "Do I drink?" I wouldn't even say I'm a drinker because I'm really not a drinker. If anything, I need something that's like mixed with something, so it's
Yeah. So you ain't drinking nothing straight.
yeah. I'm not.
Yeah. I mean that's
I got a saying: if you drink it, if you like the taste of raw liquor, you're an alcoholic. That's how I feel.
yeah.
With no mix, no nothing like.
I mean not if it's like on a certain
Now I was about
occasions.
to say I do know. Well, I mean, and then that's the a broad
So I'm
statement.
gonna I'm gonna say it in an aspect to so
Well,
I used to drink a lot.
but I mean, it's a broad statement too, though, because I know like some liquors have an actual flavor. Like,
No, I'm just saying in general, like in my terms, like what I feel like an alcoholic is
mm,
somebody that drinks every day. That's an alcoholic to me.
mm,
If you just drink on the weekends, you're not an alcoholic. And that's even hard liquor. That's if you
mm,
just drinking beer. Because I used to drink on the weekends. Every weekend I would drink. Used to.
mm,
But I didn't consider myself an alcoholic. Now, if I woke up and had to take a drink like every day, like some people have to drink every day. They can't go a day
yeah.
without drinking.
I
That's
think
an alcoholic.
but I think it's a difference too when it comes to like the labeling of alcoholic, because I think alcoholics, like normal people that's not alcoholics, they drink liquor. Alcoholics drink liquor. It's like it's a different.
Any kind too. Any
And
kind of
I
liquor.
think like drinking and drinking is different, because it's like I feel like when you drinking, you just you drinking it,
Enjoying.
but when you drinking it, that's when you
You trying to
like
get toe up.
you sipping out the bottle. You got what's some little iron things.
Oh, a flask.
You got bro. You got a flask, bro.
You got that mug tucked in your pocket.
Come on, man. That's when, bro. That's when you need it. Like, come on. You got the flash. You having the flash is crazy.
You
Like,
can't go without it. That's
yeah,
people with flash. You can't go without it. And so
yeah,
whenever you not somewhere where they got to look at, you got a little stash the way you can keep your buzz going. That's how I
yeah.
look
Like,
at it.
bro, that's wild, bro. But I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't never was that
But
bad.
I can't do. I ain't messing with no drugs. I like. I mean, I don't even do nothing now. Like I've had a few encounters with marijuana, but I've strayed away from that. But I definitely would pills. I don't even like taking prescribed pills,
hmm
nor less taking random
But
pills.
that's the same thing as you taking like the drug aspect. Like a lot of people, if you feeling bad and you take this and it makes you feel so good to where
Mhm.
you ain't got to worry about no pain, you gonna keep taking that medicine.
And
Weak minded.
I feel like drug is the general aspect of it, but I feel like if you look at it on a smaller scale, anything can be a drug.
Oh
I
yeah,
think people that drink coffee every day, you might
it could
not
be an
know it.
addiction.
But
Addiction.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. You might drink coffee every day. You might not know it, but you're addicted.
Facts.
But coffee, and I think coffee is a thing too that it's like a drug, but it's normalized. But it's just as deadly as bro. Because a lot of people, and this is why it kills. Like it hurts me to not let for these other people not to know, because they just doing it to do it. But they don't know when you're doing all these things. I mean, of course, everybody got their own day. Everybody,
hmm
but these things shorten your lifespan
Definitely.
because you're tricking your brain. Your brain, like it's basically like you handicapping yourself, because your body don't know how to get up and go without having coffee. Because it's basically like when you got a brand new car versus a car you got to jump everywhere you
Yep.
got to go.
Facts.
So you got to jump that car every single day just to go somewhere. And once it get jumped, it's good. But The next morning when you go out there, it's dead
It's
again.
dead again. You
So you
gotta.
gotta keep
Yep.
jumping it and keep jumping. And when you just keep jumping it, it's just gonna make it weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker until you gotta get a new battery. And I think that's what happened with these people that drink coffee all the time. Y'all drinking coffee 24/7 every single day. And most of the time, if you're a real coffee drinker, you're not just drinking it in the morning. You probably drinking a cup in the morning. You
In the
probably drinking,
afternoon.
and
Yep.
I'm saying this because I was in it for a point, but I do think it is a difference depending on how you drink your coffee. Hot coffee, like if you drinking straight coffee, you getting like direct to the source. When I was in college, I used to drink it a lot, but I was drinking like the frappes, like almost
Yeah.
like the
With a lot of sugar and stuff.
exact. So
Yeah.
it was more like a dessertish kind of thing,
Hmm.
and I didn't feel like I kind of felt a little bit, but a little bit of like the caffeine, but it wasn't like pure coffee.
Yeah.
But when I started working, they got a coffee in the machine. I was like, I was drinking it like one every day, and then I caught myself like, cause I was drinking it like stale, and then I caught myself, I'm like, oh shoot, I'll get one to start the shift off, and then I get one like in the middle of the shift. And I start realizing I'm like, bro, I'm drinking coffee twice a day. Now I can't sleep. My head start thumping, yada yada yada.
Hmm.
And then one day I just snapped out of it because I'm like, bro, I seen where it was headed. Now, of course, it's not on the same magnitude of drugs and nothing like that, but I seen like, yo, this is like, you feel me? You get into your body is this is not what your body needs. And even yesterday, I was kind of I felt a little sluggish at work, and I'm like, bro, I might have to drink some coffee. But then the first thing I'm thinking of, I'm like, bro, what did you drink today? Because I
So do
mean,
coffee really make you stay up?
to a certain extent.
Coffee don't work for me. Coffee
Well,
just make my stomach hurt.
I was about to say everything is to a certain extent, and it is like doses as well, and how long. Cause like I could drink some coffee, like at the beginning of my shift, and when I get off, I'm not gonna be wide awake. I'll be
It
tired.
didn't wore off by then. It
Exactly.
don't make you crash.
Like what you mean,
Like you know how like
like
some things make you
mentally.
crash. Like yeah, you like if you drink coffee and you good, you
Mhm.
up, and then all of a sudden it hits you, and now you just feel sluggish.
See, and that's another reason why I don't like, cause it's like you tricking your body. Because the last time I had coffee was whenever I had my teeth pulled. Because I use the coffee in a reverse mechanism because I know what coffee does. So I drank the coffee. I knew what it was gonna do. It was gonna have me up all night, which is what I wanted because I couldn't sleep. My face was hurting so much I couldn't get no good rest, and I was like, bro, I'm such in pain, and I didn't want to keep taking all them pain pills. I didn't take no pain pills once I got to the crib, and I couldn't sleep because the pain in my face was like making my head hurt.
Hmm.
And I'm like, bro, how can I? So I thought of it on the spot. I'm like, man, and this how you know it's bad. I left the crib to go to the gas. I don't leave here. I call it in anything. But I was like, in such like just frustration. I was like, bro, I gotta fix it, bro. And I'm not finna just take because pills. Even if you take the pills, take a long time to kick in. Pills not no instant, not probably not even no 30-minute thing. Pill kick
I
in.
feel like all of that, believe it or not, which I mean everybody's still gonna do it, but I feel like everything that you take is just like it's a temporary fix. Like
It
it's all
is.
and it's all in your mind,
It
bro. If
is.
you stop thinking about it, that's the same thing I had to tell myself about my stomach, bro. Like
Mhm.
whenever I'm just doing stuff and not worrying about it, I don't even know that it's hurting.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm thinking about it and my mind is just on that, it's gonna consistently hurt all the time because my mind looking at like, man, I hope my stomach don't start hurting, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking about it. That's the same thing with anything else, bro. And you taking medicine, all it is a temporary fix. Same thing with alcohol, same thing with
Exactly.
drugs. It's just temporary, and that's why they get addicted because it wears off,
Exactly.
and they just want to keep that same
Trying to
feeling.
keep that same
Yeah,
buzz.
that's all it is,
But
man.
that's why I had drunk that coffee because I'm like, all right, bro. I know, and I know that I know. I basically because when I was in college, I used to catch headaches a lot. I didn't know why. Now looking back at it, I think it was because I was in front of like the monitor a lot. That
Hmm.
light from the monitor like directing to my. That's why sometimes you see me. I have my shades on because I'm like I didn't got older and like I didn't realize like okay standing in front of this game, okay, like even if you're not on it for that long, like just being in front like that bright light.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know what's so different between that light and like the TV light, because I can watch TV and I had a
You also not as close.
but you're right. But then you gotta think the monitor a lot smaller too, though.
Yeah, but you still closer.
Yes.
That light is, it's like your monitor be like about right here. Your
Mhm.
TV be to where that red chair, so the light from off that
The
monitor is going
brightness,
in your,
yeah.
yeah, it's going in your face. So it's
But
kind of,
but yeah, so I realized that like in college, so I'm like I was just catching headaches bad. It got to the point where I had skipped like probably like 2-3 days of school because I was just like I couldn't sleep. My head was hurting. I just felt horrible. And I couldn't even like it was to the point where I couldn't even watch TV going to sleep. Like I cut the TV on and I like unplug the HDMI cord or something, so like the actual TV not showing, or I turn away from the
oh yeah,
TV,
yeah.
like do everything just so I could hear it basically. So when I was sick, I mean when I had my teeth pulled and everything, I'm like, bro, I can't sleep. So I took the coffee and all it did, it kept me up, but it drained me to the point where whenever it wore off, I just had to collapse and just
Hmm.
sleep. And that should like make people aware of what they're putting in their body, because it's like, yo, you drinking this every day, this same thing I just used was dang near melatonin for me, because I drank it and it drained my mental capacity so much to the point where I had to go to sleep. Like, people don't realize what's going on and they just putting anything in their body, they're doing all these things for trends and all that. Cool. But like I said the other day at work, the main reason why I didn't get no coffee was because I've been starting to like I've been doing this for a while now. And the first thing I'm before I got this coffee, I'm like, bro, what did you drink today? I didn't eat nothing because I've been on like a diet. Well, I don't like to say diet, but like monitoring like everything and all that going.
Hmm.
So I'm like, bro, I didn't eat anything. What did you drink today? I'm like, damn, I didn't drink no water. So I was like, man, before, if I need some coffee later, I get it. But I know first things first, let me get a bottle or two of water in my system and see if that shake me back. Shoot, 2 bottles in, shoot, I forgot that I even wanted some coffee at one
Hmm.
point. Because sometimes people are looking for the wrong fix. You feel me? The best fix is something that's gonna be best for your body,
Yeah.
something that's gonna energize you. Like, you don't need something that's gonna like get you on this sugar rush or all. No, you just need and a lot of people, and you'll be surprised, a lot of people don't drink water enough, right?
Bro.
Like, bro, all I drink is water, and I still don't think I drink enough. Like,
Yeah, they say you supposed to drink. I forgot how much it is, but I think they think they said
you're supposed to drink
like a
like eight
gallon.
eight cups of water a day, and I think that come out to like a gallon.
Yeah, bro. They said that's how much. See, I fill my cup up, like my big cup. I fill
Mhm.
that mug up probably like 3 times a day, and I
And
drink it.
everybody make fun of me when I do this, but that's why I like bottled water, because it makes me when if I'm just in my room, I'll grab it and drink it. Whenever I gotta constantly go fill it up, it's just something that I'm not gonna drink as much of, just because of the simple fact that it's not as, man. Of course, it's easy accessible still. You just go to the fridge, but it's like it's just me. For me personally, for
Hmm.
me to keep my regular intake of how much you're supposed to drink water, I personally gotta have the bottles. That's just me. I gotta have the bottles because like even like they say when you get hungry, you're supposed to drink water. Like it's a lot of stuff you're supposed to drink water for, and you'll start realizing like immediately changes and stuff like that.
But they also said it's crazy because you supposed to drink enough water a day, but you can't drink too much.
Yeah,
Because
but
they
I
say you
mean,
could die if you drink too much
but
water.
I don't think people like.
I mean, it's kind of true
No,
if
I
you
mean,
think
no,
about
you
it.
can die from that, but I mean, I don't think a
I
lot
don't
of
think
people.
nobody
That's what I'm
drinking
saying.
all of
I don't
that,
think
but
nobody, because I mean, even when I was drinking a lot of water, like going back to playing like sports, like bro, even when you like, bro, when you playing sports, you probably drinking a lot of water.
hmm,
But as I got older, they was like, don't drink all that water, yada yada. Like even when you thirst, get you a few swigs or whatever. But I remember when I was like young, before like people knew all the stuff they knew now, like probably like 11, 12, bro. We out at practice 3, 4 hours. I done probably drunk like 5 squirt bottles. Like
hmm.
And then that's during practice. That's not was because after practice you got to get right too. And then
Yeah.
when you get back to the crib, you still go.
Are
So
you
it's
gonna
like
catch a cramp?
exactly. So it's like, bro, I know it. And you can tell when you're drinking a lot of water because you start to feel it in like your gut. And yeah, so I definitely think at one point it was definitely times where I probably drank a lot of water, but it's just like I think it get whenever you outside like that, especially at a young age, bro. Like I think certain water too make you feel different as well.
You ever had it to the time to where you drunk too much water and you had to go like run or something and you could feel it in your stomach?
Yeah, in all
Like,
the
bro,
time.
like that used to be the worst feeling, especially then I know it was worse, especially in football.
I
Because if
was
you got hit in your stomach
I was
after you
about to
drinking
say
too
I
much,
was I was doing I'm drinking all the water and I'm gonna throw it up too. Like I'm doing it all. Like but I mean, I whenever I threw up and stuff on the field, I didn't make it like no big because I just knew that's what I kind of knew what it
what it
was.
was gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I'm just kind of like, oh, I mean, I ain't really tripping on it. I throw up mid play, get back into it, yada yada, keep it going. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Everybody got their own things, but
Yeah. But definitely it's good to stay. That's what the doctor told me when I went to the doctor. They was like, stay hydrated. That's why,
mhm.
bro. And when you dehydrated, it can make you feel so trash, bro. It can make you to where you got a headache. It can make it to where your stomach hurt. It can make it to where you feel sluggish. You don't want to do nothing. Like,
The best way I seen this a long time ago. No, well, I mean, I just said, well, I've been applying it for a while, to the best of my ability. But the best way to avoid like dehydrations and all that, and just constant little bitty reminders, so you can somewhat hydrate your body on a proper scale, is first thing you do in the morning is you're supposed to drink a bottle of water.
mm-hmm. Yep.
And before you go to night, you're supposed to drink a bottle of water. That's two knocked out throughout the day. I mean, that's two already knocked out. And what I like to do in the morning is I instead of like sipping on it, whether I want to drink it all or
You'll
not,
kill it.
kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you kill that, now you can sip throughout the day because you might get thirsty out of y'all, but you done put one in the tank already.
Yep.
And they also said the first food if you eat anything is supposed to be fruit.
Yeah,
So
because it contains water. Well,
exactly.
yeah,
Well,
most
some yeah,
fruits.
some
Yeah.
fruit, but just fruit. Period. Though it's like you get your vitamins, nutrients, and all that. And instead of like people want to take all these pills and all this stuff, bro, you can get the same thing from drinking a bottle of water and just eating you some fruit somewhere.
Yeah.
So, that's why that's been my little routine as of lately for sure. But I've been doing it for a while, for sure with the water. Fruit. Sometimes we don't always have fruit,
Mm-hmm.
but water for sure. That's my routine. I didn't do it today because I was actually about to fix something before I came out here, but I'll just wait. But yeah, you definitely got to do that, dog. What that water play a big part.
And see, that's what I wasn't doing, man. And that's why they was like that was one of the reasons why I could have got sick was because I wasn't drinking enough water. Man, when I went to the doctor, when I was sick and I went to the doctor, bro, they couldn't even I didn't have no veins. Like no they couldn't find a vein nowhere because my body, because I wasn't eating or drinking nothing, my body was so dehydrated to like, and that's another thing, bro, that plays a big part. Like in your veins wise, like everywhere, bro. Like if you that's why a lot of people drink water when they work out. Because when you work out, your body is pumping. And when you drink a lot of water, that's what make your veins pop.
Hmm.
So when I didn't even really pay attention, I'm like, I don't have no veins. It's normally easy to get to my veins. And bro, I didn't have no veins. Like you couldn't even see them. Like you know how it's normally green? You couldn't
Yeah,
even see nothing because my body was so dehydrated.
yeah. Nah, that's my biggest thing. And I mean, I'm like I said, I'm such so self aware, bro. I be looking at all the signs, bro. Like like I said, before I get some coffee, I'm like, bro, let me drink some water. When I go pee, I'm looking at the color. I'm looking at because the lighter, the more hydrated it is, the
Hmm.
darker. So I'm looking at stuff like that. So it's like, if it's too dark, I'm like, man, let me get some water. Like I'm doing all these things because I'm trying to make sure I'm straight. You feel me?
Hmm.
Uh, we're here for a good time, not a
A
long
long
time.
time.
You feel
Yep.
me? We ain't gonna be here forever. So I'm trying to do what I gotta do it the right way. Especially now, like I'm saying, bro, it's like, people death real, like everybody, no anybody time come, you feel me? So
Yep.
I don't know. But on a positive note, well not on a positive, but What do you think one of the most messed up things you've ever done is? Like, it don't necessarily have to be like a mean thing, but something that's messed up. It could be from you a kid, teenager, adolescent, adult, anything. Like, what do you think something that's like very messed up?
Uh, I guess you could say at one point in my life, I didn't think I was going. At one point in my life, I didn't think I was gonna be where I'm at now. So that's kind of a mistake I made. I shouldn't have never stooped
Doubted
my
yourself?
yeah. I shouldn't have never like stooped that low to myself. Like I should have just kept my composure and just let it keep going. But that was also before I actually started understanding. Because you
Mhm.
know, bro, like everybody face it. Like a lot of people when you're in high school, you like, oh man, if life like this, man, I'm good. And then when life hits you after you graduate, you start looking at it way different,
Man,
bro.
I be saying, I'm like, bro, and I be thinking, I be thinking about it a lot because I had a friend that just died, and he was just graduated high school. Well, did he graduate? What was he about? I think yeah, he had graduated. He just graduated high school, 18. I'm like, and whenever before like when you in high school growing up and all that, you feel like you done so much and all this life and happened, bro. And I'm like, bro,
It's
it be
just the
it,
beginning.
and I be like, bro, it really it kind of it kind of like bother. I won't say bothers me because it happens, but it's just like it's just it's an interesting aspect because I'm like, dang, he don't even know what he missed, bro. Because life after that is completely different, bro. Like life after high school is so much different, bro. And I'm like, dang, bro, like he never got to really experience that. Now he got to experience what he thought was life, you know. I mean, because in high school, it's like, you know, you doing a lot of BS, you know,
Hmm.
hanging with your friends, all this running around the city, in the mall, stuff like that.
Yep.
And that ain't nothing compared to, because once you after high school, it's a different. You grown,
But I feel like you in a whole different world
a
when you in
whole
high
different
school.
world,
And
bro.
then whenever you graduate, it's like some doors open and you walk through it and it is totally different.
Like, bro, I remember, bro, when I was in high school, son, you know, you go to school, all that. You done did a whole day, and you'll come back and somebody sleep. You're like, how did you sleep? I done did. But dude, as an adult, you can see how you can be sleep at 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Like, cause nigga, if you working or even if you're not working, it's just like your schedule, your concept of time is totally different than somebody who waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and clowning around all day in school. That's why they get out of school, they drained. They ready to go to sleep. And you just getting up.
Yep. You're getting ready to go to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. It's definitely when my parents said you gonna see just watch you gonna see just watch you gonna see when you graduate and you gonna see it's totally different. I'm like and I'm in my head as a kid, I'm like, what's gonna be different? I mean, what I'm going to school right now. I'm going to school from 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So basically, I'm in my mind. I'm like, I already got a job. This is a job. This is the same amount of hours that everybody else work. But then when you realize that you got okay, you don't have to go to school.
You don't.
You have to. I mean, you don't
You
have to
have to
work
work.
either, but you have to work, bro. In
Mhm.
order for you to survive, you have to, and that's the
Gotta
only way
do,
you're gonna get
gotta
money.
do something.
Got to do something, and that's what I found to realize. I'm like,
See what a lot. Oh, go ahead, finish.
nah, that
I was
was
about
it.
to say, cause see what a lot of people don't like to really uncover is that like school is programming people to work 9 to 5,
Hmm.
and you don't really realize it at the moment. So until you like get out of it, but like they got you waking up at the crack of dawn. You at school for 8 hours a day. You sitting in a desk corporate job. Like it's similar to like a corporate job, and you got to be there for 7. Yada yada yada. It's like, bro, that is really what it's programming you for, honestly.
Yeah.
But I would not since we're on this, I'll tell you. Well, I'll finish my other thing later, but uh, like do it. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, you might have your own opinion on it, bro. But I mean, like, bro, it's like I don't know, son. It's like I feel like everybody just working to pay bills, bro. It's like
Definitely.
I don't feel like nobody working. And like I mean, it's like a small proportion of people that's enjoying what they doing and enjoying like what they job can do for them, and like money wise and all that, and truly enjoying themselves, bro. But it's like, bro, you look up and it's just like a whole world of people that's just working to pay bills, bro. It's like they not working to vacation, they not working for, they just working to get by. And
Yep.
that's sad that that's how society is, bro. It's like, bro, why is everything so expensive to the point where you can work a month straight and still not be like all the way ahead?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's definitely crazy on that part. But that's what you do. You live to work. You live to work, bro. That's what you live, work, pay bills, and then whatever you have left, hopefully you can go on vacations and do all this other stuff.
See,
But
I think with a lot, I think the thing with a lot of people is they 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 doing one or the other. They either dying to live or they
living
living
or
to
die.
die.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people get confused whenever you hear that because they're like, "Oh, well, you only live once." Yada yada. I'm turning. Woo, woo, woo. But it's like, what is your purpose? Like, what are you doing? Because are you dying to live or are you living to die? Because a lot of people, I seen something. I was listening to what's his name? This guy named Stephen Furnick. One of my most favorite pastors I've been watching lately. And he was talking. He was like, "Bro, we living in one of the most uh socially accepted non-purity society ever, because everything is just so raw and uncut and everybody doing everything and yada yada yada, bro. It's like, bro, I mean, no diss to this young lady, Miss Sexy Red, but bro, I seen a video the other day, and it was like some 4 and 5 year old girls. They were having like a birthday party, and they singing Sexy Red, and there's a whole bunch of little babies, and they na 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 cookie pound time, just like
Mm-hmm.
pound time, and it's like a real concert. It's like six of the little baby girls and somebody record them, and they all for somebody's birthday, and the girl on the mic, she dang acting like she's sexy, right? And I'm like, bro, this is like this is sad, bro. Like, I mean, I don't want to
We
put too
wasn't
much
even listening to nothing like that as kids, though. That's how
exact,
everything. That's how the
bro.
time
It's
changed,
crazy,
bro.
bro. I remember shoot, I had got in trouble for well, I think I was singing a Trey song when I was like 8 years old, and I almost got in trouble for that for just singing Trey
Yeah,
song.
it was.
So
Yeah,
it's like, bro, I don't know, bro.
times have changed.
It's disgraceful at this point, bro. It's like
Times
I
has changed.
my thing is I'm always looking at stuff like this, and I'm like, man, I know we're in the last days, but I wonder how it's gonna be down the line. Like maybe it'll all revert back. Like maybe people start doing like older people was doing.
Probably.
That's how it be. They go so far and then everything go back to what it was.
What goes around comes back around. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So
But the most one of the most messed up things I think I didn't did though. I don't know. This might not be the most messed up thing, but this is one thing I think it was one of them situations where you know what you're doing, but you don't know what you're doing, and you kind of don't care. And it's one of them things too, where you kind of like, how people like you gotta stay out of family business and stuff like that.
hmm
So long story short, I'm gonna say I'm gonna use code names and everything, but I'm gonna be like, so my cousins, I'm gonna say Craig and Day Day. So Craig and Day Day was looking for my friend, Debo. So so Craig and Day Day was looking for Debo. They said Debo owed him some money or something, and I'm like, I was with them, and I had went back to the crib, and they're like, "Hey, son, you know what Debo is?" I'm like, nah, but I could probably figure out. Not really thinking too much of it. They're like, all right, bet. When we do that, let me know. So I mean, I'm just like, I think I hit him and he didn't answer. I looked on like when this was when Snap Map came out. I was like, let me look and see if I can see him on Snap Map. So I was like, shoot, I mean, say he over here. I don't know exactly the pinpoint location, but I mean, I'm like, hey, Debo over here somewhere if you looking for him. Like all right, bet. And then I figure out the next day. Uh, the next day, no, I lied. It was the next day, but later that day, I think it was a video out too or something. But the next day and everything coming out, and they're like, man, Debo and so got beat up. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, what happened? And in my head, I'm like, damn, did I have a part to do with that? Because I'm like, Debo is my partner, but it's just like Craig and Data. That's my people. So it's like I'm not thinking like they. I'm thinking like who know people just being you ever meet like two of your friends that know each other. You like how y'all know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, I'm thinking it's one of them things. Like maybe they just was involved, some intertwined in some kind of way that I just didn't know. But yeah, and come to find out, they was talking about some. Oh yeah, them private school boys, yada yada, them boys thugging, yada yada, all kind of weird stuff after that. But I was like, damn. So I wonder if I think just because of how close I was with Debo at that time, I think that was a little messed up of me. But I mean, I don't think you can, put the blame on you, put the blame on me. I don't
Nah, I
think you
don't
can put
think
the
you
blame
could.
on me because I really was oblivious to what was going on.
So the dude that came up to you, he was cool with you and him. The one that
Well,
asked for him where he was at. Y'all was cool too?
that was my cousin.
Oh,
So
okay.
Craig and Day Day was my cousins. That's my family. So it's like, though, like they and I wasn't with them. Well, I was, but I mean, like when they asked about them, they had like called me. So I wasn't with
Oh, so
them.
you really ain't think nothing of it. You just
Exactly. So and then like I'm pretty sure like it's like Charles a small city. So I know everybody already know
yeah.
everybody anyway. So
Mm.
I mean like at the time I wasn't, woo, woo. So but it is what it is. But I think I mean, cause in my head I'm like, damn, what if I just was like, nah, I don't know it or nothing like that or something like that, and how that could have played out. But
Hmm.
I don't
That's
know, man.
crazy.
I don't know.
That's crazy. Huh.
Yeah. But that'll conclude this episode, man. You got a quote for him today, man?
Oh, stay alert and be aware.
Mm,
Matter if it's health, it don't matter if it's just you just being yourself. Just stay aware, man, to your surroundings, to everybody else. And that's it.
I like that one. I like that one. Make sure y'all check out our sponsors, Beyond Noir and 3P Legacy. Their social medias will be on the screen. We appreciate you guys for coming on. Oh, good news, baby. By the next episode, I will have my new drop in. Yes, sir. It's supposed to come in on the 10th.
Okay, okay.
So I finally got a tracking number. I was like, damn, my stuff. They was like, oh, it's overseas. I'm like, man, y'all been sending it out. So I UPS. I got the thing today, and it was like, well, not yesterday. I think I got it yesterday, and it's supposed to hit on the 10th. So y'all probably start seeing promotion for that around the next episode because when the 10th come on, I start sending it out and preparing for promotion and all that. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I want to kind of delay it until maybe like the last week or the week, like maybe in the middle, towards the middle list of January, and middle that like that second or third week is because I think it's only right that I market it as like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I might do
You
that.
got a lot of you got a lot. Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
So
So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna market that as my Valentine's Day stuff. And if you follow me on social media, I showed y'all a sneak peek of what I got coming after that. That's in the works. They actually making that right now too. Uh, my next great sets, man. So you feel me? I'm going in. Uh, shout out to February coming up. That's when the income taxes come.
facts. So
I'm
y'all should be ready by then.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, boy. Bro. I need that. And you see, that's why that just goes back. I know we rapping, but I think that just goes to show you about like when you just give it all to God, bro. He got because like, bro, I'm like in a spot where I'm like, man, my pocket's gonna be a little snug, and then I'm like, oh, boom, we got a holiday coming up. I think what is it? Is it Martin Luther King Day? I think. it's some holiday I seen on January, I think
Yeah, I think it is. I think
15th
it
or
is. Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's holiday pay. That's extra money, yeah.
Well,
And then income tax. Now income tax, that's the big payday, you feel me?
yeah.
So I'm like, I wasn't even really thinking about all that, but it's like, you feel me? Like sometimes you just gotta give it to God, man. Don't stress about it cause he got something for you, baby. So thank God for the lessons and the stressings, because them lessons and stressings turn
Turn
into
into
blessings.
blessings.
We
We
out.
out.